It started with a phone call and ended with one of the most controversial presidential moves of the year. Reality TV stars Todd and Julie Chrisley, once sentenced to years behind bars for a $36 million fraud scheme, were suddenly staring down the possibility of a presidential pardon. The man behind it? None other than Donald Trump himself. But how did this power couple, best known for their extravagant lifestyle on Chrisley Knows Best, end up at the center of a political and legal firestorm? Todd and Julie Chrisley were America's favorite flashy Southerners, decked out in designer clothes, posing in high-end real estate, and throwing witty one-liners in every episode of their hit USA Network reality show. Since 2014, Chrisley Knows Best had been a guilty pleasure for millions, painting a picture of success, family values, and luxury living. But behind the scenes, prosecutors say it was all built on lies: lavish homes, luxury cars, and jet setting. Lifestyles weren't funded by smart business moves. They were allegedly funded by fake documents, forged financials, and a house of fraudulent loans that was bound to collapse. The fall came hard. In 2019, the first indictment dropped. Federal investigators had been watching the Chrisleys for years, tracking how they submitted false documents to secure millions in loans. These weren't petty schemes. This was high-level financial manipulation. Prosecutors said they used these loans to fund their lifestyle, pay off previous debts, and when the bills stacked too high, Todd filed for bankruptcy. But even that didn't stop them. They allegedly continued to hide TV income through a separate company to dodge a $500,000 tax bill. And while the cameras rolled, the fraud deepened. In 2022, after a 3-week trial, the hammer came down. Todd was sentenced to 12 years. Julie got 7. Their accountant, Peter Tarantino, was also hit with a 3-year sentence. The courtroom had seen it all. Evidence of falsified bank documents, fake credit reports, and a paper trail that pointed straight to the couple. They blamed a former employee, claiming they were set up, but the jury didn't buy it. The Chrisleys, once seen as untouchable, were now convicted felons, and as they traded red carpets for prison bars, the world watched, some in shock, others in satisfaction. Savannah Chrisley, their daughter, once a background character in her parents' TV empire, became the new face of their fight. No longer just a social media influencer, she rebranded herself as a prison reform advocate. She wasn't just asking for sympathy, she was campaigning. In interviews, on social media, even speaking at the 2024 Republican National Convention, Savannah claimed her parents weren't just guilty of fraud, they were victims of a broken system. She pointed fingers at Democrat prosecutors, accusing them of targeting her family for political reasons. According to her, the Chrisleys weren't just criminals, they were martyrs in a two-faced justice system. Things hit a new level when Savannah appeared on My View, the Fox News show hosted by Lara Trump, Donald Trump's daughter-in-law. On national television, Savannah doubled down. She compared her parents' case to Trump's own legal troubles. Both prosecutors were Democrats, she said. At trial, we knew it was game over, and apparently that message hit home. Days later, Donald Trump himself was caught on video talking to the Chrisley children. "Your parents are going to be free and clean," he said. "I hope we can do that by tomorrow." Just like that, the conversation about criminal justice, celebrity status, and political power took a wild turn. It wasn't a one-off. This was Trump's second pardon in 2 days. Just before the Chrisley news broke, he had pardoned Scott Jenkins, a Virginia sheriff convicted of accepting over $75,000 in bribes. Jenkins, like the Chrisleys, was a longtime Trump supporter. He was also sentenced to 10 years. But that didn't stop the former president from using his power to rewrite the ending. With Jenkins and the Chrisleys, the message was clear. Loyalty comes with rewards, and suddenly, presidential pardons felt less like legal tools and more like chess moves in a political war. The internet erupted. Some saw justice finally being served for the wrongfully accused, for victims of political bias. Others saw it differently. To them, this wasn't reform. It was favoritism, a blatant reward for loyalty and a weaponization of presidential power. The Chrisleys fans cheered, while critics called it another stain on American justice. And then came the comparisons. If Trump could pardon reality stars convicted of fraud, what else was fair game? Were we now living in a system where fame mattered more than facts? And that's the real question. The Chrisley story isn't just about tax evasion or fraud. It's about what happens when politics, celebrity, and the justice system collide. It's about a reality TV couple who lived like kings, fell like criminals, and just might rise again because of a phone call. Whether you believe they were framed or finessed the system, one thing's for sure: the line between entertainment and justice has never been blurrier. And with Trump teasing more pardons, the next headline might be even crazier: more's coming. But you tell me, was this justice or just reality TV politics? Drop your thoughts below.